Hey everyone, it's Inaya. Welcome back to Circle of Life with Inaya. Let me ask you something. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, this is just who I am, and nothing can really change that? Maybe you felt stuck in a pattern, or like your story is already written and you're just following the script. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, I want you to stay with me today, because we're about to talk about one powerful mindset shift that can help you rewrite your own story, starting right now. So, why does this even matter? Well, the story we tell ourselves about who we are shapes every choice we make, every relationship we build, and even how we handle setbacks. If you believe you're bad at relationships, or not a morning person, or someone who always gives up, that story becomes a kind of invisible rulebook for your life. But what if you could change the rules? What if you could pick up the pen and start writing a new chapter, no matter what's happened before? That's what we're diving into today. Let's start with the mindset shift itself. Seeing yourself as a work in progress, not a finished product. Most of us grow up thinking our personality, habits, and abilities are set in stone. But the truth is, our brains and behaviors are much more flexible than we realize. When you start seeing yourself as someone who is always learning, always growing, and always capable of change, you open the door to rewriting your story. This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about understanding that your past doesn't have to dictate your future. Now, how do you actually make this shift? The first step is to notice the old story you've been telling yourself. Pay attention to those moments when you say things like, I always mess up under pressure, or I'm just not creative. These aren't facts, they're beliefs. And beliefs can be changed. For example, I remember a time when I used to tell myself I was terrible at public speaking. Every time I had to speak in front of a group, my hands would shake and my voice would tremble. But one day, I realized that this story was holding me back from opportunities I really wanted. So I started challenging that belief. I signed up for a small workshop, practiced in front of friends, and slowly my confidence grew. The story changed, not overnight, but step by step. The second step is to experiment with small changes. If you want to rewrite your story, you don't have to overhaul your entire life in one go. Start with tiny actions that contradict your old narrative. If your story is, I'm not athletic, try going for a 10-minute walk every day. If you think, I'm terrible with money, start tracking your spending for a week. These small wins start to build evidence for a new story, one where you are capable of change. Another powerful strategy is to surround yourself with people who see your potential, not just your past. Sometimes we get stuck in our old stories because the people around us keep reinforcing them. If you share your goals with someone who believes in your ability to grow, you're much more likely to stick with it. Think about joining a group, a class, or even an online community where people are working on similar changes. Their encouragement can help you see yourself in a new light. Of course, I know it's not always easy. You might be thinking, but Inaya, I've tried to change before and it didn't work. Or, I'm scared of failing again. That's completely normal. Change is uncomfortable, and your brain will try to pull you back to what feels familiar. When that happens, remind yourself that setbacks are part of the process. Every story has plot twists and challenges. What matters is that you keep writing, even when it feels tough. And here's something that might surprise you. Sometimes, the most powerful changes happen when you focus on your actions, not your identity. Instead of saying, I want to be a confident person, focus on doing small confident things, like making eye contact, speaking up in a meeting, or trying something new. Over time, your actions start to reshape your identity, and the story you tell yourself begins to change. Before we wrap up, I want you to imagine your life as a book. The chapters behind you are written, but the pages ahead are blank. You get to decide what happens next. You get to choose whether you're the hero, the explorer, the creator, or whatever you want to be. The mindset shift from "I am who I am" to "I am always becoming" is what gives you that power. So here's my challenge for you. This week, pay attention to the story you're telling yourself. Notice where it's holding you back and experiment with one small action that supports a new narrative. Share your experience in the comments. What's one old story you're ready to rewrite? And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Circle of Life with Inaya for more practical ways to create the life you want. Remember, your story isn't finished. You hold the pen. So, what will you write next? Let me know below. I can't wait to read your answers. See you in the next video.